Hey, BroadCoven. Thanks for choosing to drop in and spend your time with me. I have a very interesting download coming in for the collective today. I feel that is really speaking to the energy that's going to be introduced on Friday the 5th when we have the new moon cycle kicking off that is coming in the sign of Cancer. Okay, so that water is coming in to help nurture what wants to grow in that earth that was planted with the Capricorn full moon that came up on the 21st of June. And we know that we have another full moon, a mirror moon, coming up in Capricorn on the 21st of July. So this is the midway point in our initiation, and I had a really interesting message come in today. This is for all signs, okay? So everybody is included in this read. It's a general collective download. I will call out signs as they come in and present themselves. Do be aware that we all have the ability to express any of the signs at any given time, and that these are collective energies we're working with here. So I had a psalm come to me, and it came to me in the most unusual way. I was thinking about the new moon. I was thinking about the energies in play. I was just tapping into the collective energy. I was out and about doing some shopping before the madness here in the States with the 4th of July comes in. You know, already the grocery store was just insane, all right, with everybody getting all the goods for their parties and their barbecues and stuff. But I got done with that and I came out and I was just thinking about what download do I want to bring in for the collective this week? What wants to be expressed? And just as I was tapping into the collective energy, I had this chariot swoop out in front of me. Well, a modern day chariot, a white sedan. And on the license plate, it said Psalm 70. And I was like, oh my gosh, like you don't get a clearer message than that. And so I went ahead and I looked up Psalm 70, and the basic gist, there's many different expressions of it, more modern expressions. I chose to go with a more modern expression just so everybody can really grasp it. And it says, let them be ashamed and confounded that seek after my soul. Let them be turned backward and put to confusion that desire my hurt. And this was a prayer that it was expressed by King David when he felt that he was in grave danger and that he needed immediate support. He needed immediate relief, like he could not wait for it. And in fact, if you look deeper into the Psalm and you read Psalm 70 through 71, you will really see that he implores for the rescue to come quickly, swiftly, soon. So there's like a sense of real urgency and dire need that comes in with this. And I saw the fact that this came in with a car being a signal that with this new moon energy coming in, the chariot's arriving, okay? It came in very strongly for the collective. So I have this message that where you felt very challenged, or maybe you felt like the odds were stacked against you, or maybe you're dealing with people that are on the attack with you, or you don't feel safe, or you don't feel you have the support that you need or what you need to move forward. And you feel like no matter what you do, just the odds are stacked against you. And it's just been one thing after another. I feel like where you have felt confused, where you have felt attacked, where you have felt that you just could not get a fair break in life, that is coming. You're getting freedom from this sense of being attacked, sense of having the chips stacked against you. And I do feel that the energy is being turned back from you. So whoever or whatever has been getting in your way or creating problems or on the attack is effectively being dealt with. Now it's 4:44 on the clock when that came in, okay? So something is being balanced out here. I also simultaneously got a big download about yew. And yew tree is a very sacred tree in many different traditions. To the Druids, it was considered a sacred symbol that guarded over rites that dealt with the passage into the afterlife. So they often would put it outside of their sacred places, their sacred temples. The yew also has the ability to regenerate itself. So when the branches touch ground, they root and they're able to form new trunks and new trees. So they're really able to be strengthened in their inner connection as well. And so this message also coming through about the strengthening of the roots, and the strengthening of the roots with your bloodlines will actually give you the ability to feel more supported. There's a lot of sustenance that wants to come in through sort of singing the bones back to life. That's kind of how the message is coming through. Bloodstone is also a really good ally for that, just to kind of like carry on your person. And I thought of this quality of the ability to sprout, you know, new roots, form new trunks just by touching ground. And I feel like that's a very direct message. If you're feeling like this, if you feel like you are really in a disempowered position, there's something about you actually like touching the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like actually getting out and making contact with the earth will be really beneficial for you and will give you a lot of support and a lot of strength at this time. It also, with the message coming in with the U, lets me know that there is some major ending, or what Clarissa Piccola Estes has called the Las Grandes Muertes, which is the big death that we experience in our lives. And this is something that is an old way of being. It's an old way of moving through your life. It's an old way of experiencing your reality, an old way of looking at others, perhaps even yourself. And there's a major transformation point coming in here. It's sort of like re-entering that amniotic fluid to be born again, okay, to have a rebirth kind of energy. There's also this little message here to be aware of. The Druids were also very privy to the fact that the needles of the yew are poisonous. And so this makes me think of the small things, the details that we kind of ignore or we turn a blind eye to, that can actually be poison to us, and that there is a need for us to be more mindful of this. And perhaps we need to get a little more grounded, a little more back in touch with the simple things that we distract ourselves from normally, and the little things that we kind of let sit unattended, that have the ability to grow into something much more, okay? Now, later, the Christians adopted the yew as also a very mystic, sacred symbol, 808 on the clock, okay? And they viewed it as being a symbol of resurrection and the rising of Christ. And I'm seeing this coming through as, for many people, the rising of like the Christ consciousness. And it makes me think of this book called The Aquarian Gospel of Christ. If you haven't checked it out, you might want to check it out. It can give you kind of a different view, a different perspective on biblical scripture and how it speaks of the work of alchemy. 8:44 on the clock, double eights there, 16:7, okay? So yes, check it out. Be open to explore and learning new interpretations too, for those of you who are in sort of very traditional Christian backgrounds. There's a lot of new insight that can actually deepen your belief by kind of exploring different interpretations of those words, because the language that the Bible was written in is virtually impossible to translate into English. So that's giving a confirmation there. So there's a lot of richness in just exploring different interpretations and looking at it through that lens, that the things that are spoken of in the Bible also are spoken of in parables and in metaphor. And so not all of it is meant to be taken necessarily in the literal sense. There is a lot that is so much of amusing vision, you could say, that's running through that. And so you're really meant to relate to it as you experience it in your heart. I mean, maybe that's what the keys of the kingdom are all inside of you are all about. Maybe you're getting an important key that's coming in with this new moon cycle that will actually open the road and bring that chariot in where the chariot was held up, okay? To the ancient Greeks, the U was all about Hecate and was very much dedicated to her and was considered to be a symbol of purification for those who are leaving this life to go down to face Hades. And I thought this was very significant because Hades in and of itself is translated to earth. So there's more of this earth energy coming in. It's not necessarily interpreted as this place of brimstone and fire where there's eternal damnation and suffering. It just simply meant to go into the earth at the time of passing from physical life in the 3D, 1111 on the clock, okay? And this energy is really front and center because we have Pluto retrograde right now. That's big Hades energy. We also have Saturn retrograde, and it's in Capricorn now. So this is really also about doing the work. And I think this part is interesting because Hecate also holds the keys at the crossroads. You know, she is somewhat of a gatekeeper that can help open the road. And there's many different gatekeepers that can open the road in many different traditions all across the globe. And they often present some kind of test, some kind of initiatory trial in order to pass through that gateway and get to the other side. Now, the ancient Greeks viewed the groves of these yew trees to be a place where you could find the Furies. And the Furies, or the Araignées, are vengeful goddesses, okay? So this is very much also like a retribution energy. And in Norse tradition, much echoed in Druid tradition, it was all about the funerary rites, and again, was a very sacred tree to them. So it is considered a tree of magical power and not just of holding sacred space around what's closing, what's coming to an end in the life, but also the celebration of the regeneration and the strength. So if you've been dealing with a lot of challenges and aggression coming at you, this is the part where you get to your montage. All right. I feel like there's a rescue coming in here. There's a chariot coming in. Those who have been problematic or antagonistic or have been, in some cases, you know, acting from a place of trying to create blockage in your life are being turned backward now. All right. So where you felt confusion, they are getting a reroute there, which gives them their own woods to find the way through. Okay. Bottom of the deck energy. Look at this. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. You see, there's something that you've been trying to figure out here. You've been wandering in the dark and you felt lost. You haven't had the light, so you haven't known what direction you should really be investing your energy in. You've also felt like no matter how I'm investing my energy, I'm not really getting anywhere. Why do I feel like I'm in this state of suspended animation? And that's because you've lacked the discernment that you've needed. You need this discernment. You need to get a lay of the land, and you need to understand what you're actually dealing with before you can effectively move forward. So I do feel like that's why this energy is coming in, to move away any confusing elements in your situation, move through you any confusion that you're holding on to in your desire to control or your desire to have, you know, the full say so on a particular narrative, and also to be able to get this freedom that you need from what has you stuck, to give you the keys you need to set yourself free. For some of you, this is freeing yourself from your own mind. It's self-created confusion. It's a little bit of the smoke and mirrors coming through. Okay, so let's see what's coming in here. I already shuffled this deck very thoroughly. I want to get more information from the angels here since it came in with Psalm 70. I said, let's let them say how we're going about things here. Okay, with that, we had the Queen of Cups coming out, water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Bottom of the deck there, the Lovers, a choice to make. Archangel Haniel coming in there. This Lovers in this deck, though, is about joy and pleasure. It brings happiness to couples and it removes negative energy from the scene, okay? So where maybe you felt like a relationship has been under attack, this is how to get to the other side of that. There's some kind of redemption that comes here that serves against the enemies, all right? It also says it governs chastity. So some of you may have been kind of like refraining from getting involved with a lover, maybe because you have been confused. Maybe you aren't sure where they're at, you know. Maybe you have questions about faithfulness. Maybe you just have felt like you were waiting for a greater kind of love. You might have gone through a really difficult passage here. There's some kind of redemption happening here, though. The need in this situation, though, with the 9 of Pentacles is to put down your shield and to be mindful of how you use that spear of blue in shooting your shot. Don't use it to shoot at a perceived enemy, because there's something here speaking of a certain sense of confusion. There's not a clear view in this situation, and a clear view needs to come through. And that's what's coming in with the Chariot, okay? It's going to give you a clear perspective that helps you understand what your next move should be. It's more like you're on standby. You're not meant to go and charge in and start, you know, telling people what's what and doling out punishment here. That's not what's coming through. In fact, you're best off submitting to a higher order here and letting what is at the helm at this time, which is something higher than us. There's a higher energy working through what's happening at this time. There's a natural mystic in the air, and this is kind of what's leading this particular charge. It's not you striking out and bulldozing your way through a situation that's only going to get you caught up in more of this inertia, this holding pattern you've already been in. Where there have been traitors and where they have had plans against you, these are being thwarted. It says right there, identifies traitors and destroys their plans. So there's help coming in. Your redemption is on its way. And where you have had some problems that have been created between you and another, there's a way to get to the other side of that. And right behind the Lovers, we have the 2 of Cups, okay? So this is something coming to fruition, something that is manifesting, something coming into union. And you do have grace here that is going to open this road. But it's not up to you to lead this charge. It's not up to you to get people to follow your way like the Pied Piper. Earth sign energy coming in. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You may get some kind of message that wants to come in here. Somebody who wants to align with you, I feel. This may be somebody that you've had issues with. They could have strong water and earth in their chart, or you could have strong water and earth in your chart. Flip-flop rolls as you need to, okay? It's a collective read. You'll know what side you're on. There's been something that has fallen out here. There's some kind of reconciliation, coming back into union desired in a situation, getting back on the same page. Somebody may feel like they need a helping hand. They might feel like they're in over their head. They might have aligned themselves with the wrong people, and right now they're currently going through a tower here. There's some kind of truth that's hitting really hard. Scorpio energy, Aries energy with Uriel here. There's some kind of disruption up ahead. And there's a warning here, okay? It's like this information gets highlighted. These so-called traitors get identified. And in some cases, it's really coming through as it's certain aspects of you. It's ways you deal with situations. It's way you view your life, your experiences. It could be coming from within you. This does not necessarily have to be anything coming outside of you. There is something here that's coming through really strongly in the message about mastering the situation internally. And I say that because of you coming in. I know with the you coming in, this is speaking of something that's happening on a deep spiritual level. Whatever is happening here, there is a sacredness to it. There's an initiation that's happening here into the mysteries. There is a deep dive down into that Pluto territory. That means integrating shadow aspects, looking at all the aspects of ourselves, not at the other. It's in polishing our own mirror that we see others more clearly. There's something that's coming in around this energy here. So there's like a warning here. And yes, there may be people that are operating in such a way that they are being problematic, okay? You might have some people that are on the attack. You might have one of these people that's approaching you, and they might be sort of like, you might feel like they're trying to charm you. You know, it's got like snake charmer kind of energy. You may feel this person's a bit of a snake charmer. They may work with the sensual energy. You may think that, you know, they really know how to sort of like weave this illusion of, you know, some kind of true camaraderie there, but at the same time, you feel like it might be a bit of confusion that they're weaving. There's a lack of trust in this situation. Whatever this is, this could be a friend, this could be a lover, this could be somebody that you are interacting with. I'd say on a deeper level here. I really feel like it's on a more deep level here, just with the Queen of Cups showing up. That shows that the heart's involved. I also feel like there's something here about your growth is really on the line, and there's something you don't want to sacrifice here. There's been some issues, but there is an ability to bring about reconciliation. But there's something being illuminated about something that's been working against you, or somebody who's been problematic, and this is being illuminated so you can have warning. You may be swayed, though. You may ignore a warning when you hear from somebody, even though deep down inside, something is signaling to you that you should release this. And it's weird because a leaf just dropped from the tree, and it's not even time for that. It's not even time for that. So maybe something that should have been shed a long time ago is about to be shed. It's almost like Uriel's sitting here saying, look, you know that this soul contract was supposed to be up a while ago, and it needs to be brought to completion so a certain kind of alignment can happen for you. And for you, this alignment, it doesn't have to be a lever. It can be just your alignment with the path of heart. It was 23 on the clock when this came in. There's something you're meant to come into alignment with here that you need to come into alignment with. All right. And there's an opposition to this. We know that you could be dealing with outside opposition, and these energies are going to be turned away from you, but it's also about you recognizing where you're feeding that opposition, how you're part of it. There's a need to look at the ways you've been seduced into thinking that it's all about what other people are doing and not owning your piece in that. Okay, any more details about this? So it looks like you're being given the opportunity to avoid a particular tower in this situation. You could have had somebody who was weaving some kind of confusion between you and another. They created some kind of rift or falling out with a person due to confusion in this situation. And we got a crossing card here. Yeah, 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Look at that. Look at the 2 rings mirrored here in reverse. Yeah. Somebody who was being helpful, said they were being helpful when actually they weren't. Okay. I do feel like it would have come through in this way. This is what's been blocking things. It's in reverse. So there's a lot of anger around this. Somebody is seething. Somebody is seething about whatever you're supposed to be coming together with right now. For a lot of you, it's coming together with another person, and it does have some kind of romantic, you know, or very deep, heartfelt, you know, connection there. There's something about you getting connected with somebody that's problematic for another, okay? It may reveal something they don't want revealed. It says here absolves the guilty, but it's in reverse. So I feel like there's some kind of guilt there. That's what's keeping this from coming together. There's some kind of guilt there. Somebody's trying to drive a wedge because maybe some kind of guilt will be discovered. Maybe there's a communication that's blocked because they're afraid that their hand will be revealed. This could be possible. Okay, I want to get some more details. Kind of the deck here. What do we got? Angels. 5 of Pentacles. Patience will reveal the secrets, all right? And it also says reveals knowledge about business and industry. So it could be that there was some kind of thwarting energy too. Something was blocking progress in your work, blocking your avenues of financial prosperity, right? There could have been somebody who was spreading some stuff around in your particular field, maybe slanting a certain impression of you that caused some issues there. Just to hold on, okay? You might be chomping at the bit. Some of you might be getting to a place where you feel like almost desperate. You feel like, I can't be blocked like this anymore. And so because of feeling that way, you could be prone to making some rash moves, and this could really work against you. There's something here about patience. It's all being ironed out. You'll see it's going to be presented to you. What's on the other side here? Page of Swords. Yes. Okay. So there is stuff that's hidden here, and there are people who are kind of like plotting their particular strategy around you. Okay, this is somebody who's been keeping an eye on you, and they might be reaching out soon. Okay, so we got air, we got earth, we got water on the board here. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Strong Gemini with the lovers coming out there, okay? Very interesting, right? And right behind that, we got the World, right? So something is about to close up that's been preventing you from moving into expansion, having success, completing something that's been really problematic, causing issues. But it's like the chariot coming in from spirit. You can't rush this. You got to wait on the timing, right? If you wait on the timing, you can avoid a tower, and there's going to be success in everything you're moving into, all right? You could be dealing with fixed sign energy coming in really strong. Again, there's this piece about you got to move out of the fixed position. You need to embrace more fluidity, more going with the flow, more responding spontaneously. That's where the magic is in this particular moment. You also got to keep your feet on the ground too, you know, ground out the energy. If you are feeling really like ramped up, or if you are really worried, or if you're anxious, or you're feeling aggressive, like ground out the energy. Remember that too. If you got too much fire, like earth can ground it out. There is this piece here about just chill out, okay? You've been heard. Maybe you've been sending up a lot of prayers. Maybe you've been really stressed out. Maybe you've been feeling like you've been forgotten about, you've been left behind. There's something here that's been problematic. This is just about to come to a conclusion and get you due north, okay? The wheel is coming in here. King of Pentacles, bottom of the deck there, right? Earth sign energy again, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It says you'll be calmed, okay? Where you're angry right now, something's coming in to calm your anger, all right? And it's going to be a restoration of peace and harmony. For some of you, in a very important connection, a very important relationship to you. For others of you, it's just about finally getting on the path of heart, where you feel aligned and you're able to move forward. You're not stuck anymore. Let me get some more details here. I really feel like pulling out this infinite tarot, since we've got all these elements coming in pretty strongly here. Bottom of the deck energy. Yeah, look at this. We got a Queen of Fire in reverse with the Yoni. Okay, so fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You may have been holding back from giving up the cookie. Maybe you felt like you weren't being valued, you weren't being appreciated. You may have suspected that somebody had other lovers. something else was going on. Some of you have been more focused on your spiritual growth. You've been more focused on your spiritual path. You haven't wanted to invite somebody in. You haven't wanted to invite somebody in, maybe because you had a really negative experience. Maybe you feel like I'll just be married to spirit for a while. Some of you may really feel like that, like you've just really been focused on connecting with your spirituality, not wanting to, I just got be degraded again. Okay, so some of you may have felt really degraded the last time that you were with somebody intimately like that. Some of you have never been intimate. Ooh, I just got that. Okay, so for those of you that have never been intimate, for those of you who are still virgins, you know, you may be seeing the way that, you know, things are going in the world today, and you're like, you know what, I'm good. I'm refraining. I don't want that experience. And you're just holding out. I feel like there's a large sector of women here that have been holding out. I'm feeling that really strongly. Okay, so for those of you that have been holding out from that kind of connection, I feel like there's something that's coming in here that's going to make you feel like you want to open up your heart again. Yeah, look at this. High Ace of Skies, Savior. There's some truth coming in here. There's a truth that's going to be spoken, and there's a truth that's going to be seen. And to you, you will feel like it's a bit of grace coming in there. We got that dove medicine coming in. So this is, and with that, a dove just flew by the window from the west to the east. So yes, west, the place of emotions, the water coming to the east. So there's some kind of message where emotions are going to be revealed. Some kind of feelings are going to be expressed. East is air, and it's all about that communication coming in, inspiration coming in. Whatever this communication coming in is going to clear up confusion. It's going to cut through illusion. It's going to cut through this tape. I got like cut through the tape. You know, like when you have a big opening of something, you have that tape you cut. It's almost like a celebration of really getting something launched. So now you're launching into the next phase of your life. You may be sitting here right now going, oh no, you know, that's impossible with what's going on. I feel like I'm just going to be riding it out here at the crossroads forever. You're going to be surprised when this comes in. It is something that gives you a sense of optimism. It also helps you see things clearly. And there's something that really does clear up confusion and makes you feel like something is possible where you didn't feel it was possible before. Interesting. More is coming in reverse here. What landed on the floor? That felt like a little bit of thwarting energy coming in there. Look at this. It's like somebody here is not making the connection. We got Mother Earth, okay, to Six of Sky, prayer. All right, this is about that energy, like Mother Earth, Father Sky. It's these energies are wanting to merge and come together. It's like drawing down the vision. There's some vision that's being activated here, and it moves you away from troubles. It might actually move you away from 3 particularly difficult people there that you kind of feel are trailing behind you. I do feel like you've been sending up a lot of prayers. This coming in really strongly. I feel this is coming in really strongly, especially for you, you daughters of fire. I feel like it's been coming in really strongly for you. If you have strong fire in your chart, I think you've been sending up some prayers. And again, you may have been more devoted to your spirituality, but there's something that's just at its inception point here. It's a brand new beginning. And it's going to get you thinking a little bit differently here. There is some key to the kingdom that's coming in here. But it does have this like sort of piece here about something being kind of, look, that world energy. Look, it looks like it's like veiled in this mist or veiled in this glamour. And I think about that and how that reflects with that world card that's meant to bring things to completion so there can be a successful new beginning. There's something trailing here, and you're still caught up in this mirror of illusion. You see, look at this. We have the gift of water, mirror in reverse. There's some kind of distorted reflection here. And look, you're looking at yourself. So there's something here you're not recognizing that you're actually projecting from within you in your reality. And this key is going to come in that's going to free you from this illusion, this glamour you've been cast on yourself that's kept you in this place of not being able to move forward. With the 7 of fire, wheel in reverse. Wheel makes me think the wheel of fortune, Sagittarian energy coming in. Jupiter is really front and center right now. Okay, Jupiter in Gemini, Mercury in Gemini right now, right? That desire to move into expansion, that desire to stop feeling so like down in the dumps or hopeless, but to actually be able to like look up and feel that sense of optimism, keep your face to the sky. This is not being recognized because it's also this place of like too much self-reflection and like the pity party. Woe is me, I can't move forward, I'm stuck, you know, and the illusions you have about that and the narrative you have around that. You can move forward as soon as you're ready to move forward. There's something you need to see accurately here that will be lit up, okay? And with this, we have Song 3 of water in reverse. So the unity is being bypassed here in favor of self-indulgence for one's personal suffering. Sort of like how it's coming through. I also think a song of unity, it makes me think of ecstasis and fairy, that energy of ecstasy that runs through all things, interconnecting and coming into union with each other in the greater scheme of life. It's the unity point, the creativity point coming in there. There's some opportunity here that is really being missed because somebody has a stuck position and their own personal view of seeing a situation. And this particular mirror is about to be shattered. Cut of the deck here. What do we got? Earth, families, sister, earth. Okay, and again, there's that imagery here of the earth and the water coming together. This is that new moon cycle coming in. That Cancerian energy is about finding that place where we belong and then nurturing that place, you know, nurturing where you're at as well, instead of nurturing for, you know, what is to come when it's not even able to be perceived at this time. It's beyond the realm of perception at this time. You can perceive it only within. And that has everything to do with you taking a certain level of accountability as creator. If you continue to bypass that part and view it as being blocked from outside of yourself, then you will continue to be blocked. You will not be able to perceive what can grow from these energies coming together. So there's also this message about really bringing in a lot of nurturing wherever you're at, pouring into wherever you're at, whatever that looks like right now, giving the best of yourself to it and looking at how can I serve where I'm at right now in such a way that it's unifying, instead of feeling so discordant, instead of feeling so separate, instead of feeling so divided or undesired. How can I nurture this place right here where I'm at right now? There's something about that will make things grow. Woo! And with that, there's the lightning of illumination that gives you the direction you need so you can finally get in touch with your compass rose and know the direction home to that north node. Look at that. Powerful 9 of sky. You worry about this, not understanding that this illumination activation does not have to be a negative thing. It's our resistance to it that is. It's like you already know where there needs to be a tower, and yet you don't want to acknowledge it. You think if you don't acknowledge it, if you disregard it, that then the tower disappears. It doesn't. It's coming one way or another. If you acknowledge it and you accept it, you can work with it in a creative way, woo, that brings you into that place of setting your heart on fire. It brings a new, powerful beginning, opens up the heart, opens up the road. There's this real like mirrored message coming through. It's always the case, but it's coming through super strong at this time that if you want your external road to open, you got to open the road within you. You're blocked here. I think you're blocked in the heart. I think all of, and when I say you, I'm talking about all of the collective. You know, I'm looking into, you know, this video camera here, and as I'm doing that, I'm looking at myself. You know, it's about unblocking the heart, undivide your love. There's this piece coming in here. Yeah, because right now there's this like refraining from really doing the work with the Four of Spades in the shadow. And with that, we got the Queen of Diamonds in the shadow. This is a greedy energy. This is a hoarding energy. This is about only looking at what one wants instead of what brings true elevation for the energy as a whole. Okay? What can make things better for the most people in the most beautiful way? It's like sort of how the viewpoint needs to be shifted. It can't be selfish. It can't just be about resting on this point of what one personally wants, but actually thinking of what truly would be the victory, that everybody wins, okay? That everybody gets what they need instead of us worrying about our personal needs. You know, there's something here where those who just quest for spoils for themselves are those who are left with a lot of suffering in the end. They get caught up in their own glamour and their own illusion. It's not all it's cracked up to be. It's growth. It's a path of growth for sure, but it doesn't bring the celebration they were hoping for, right? This is like being too cold, too cut off. There's a fine line between standing up for yourself and then also being at the place where you just completely cut yourself off from engagement, exploration, possibility, maybe with somebody that you really do need to explore with, but you just put up so many walls out of fear. And whenever we're in a place of fear, that's not a place of empowerment. And you notice here the way the energies came out, like it's like these two energies are facing off here. These can be like exes facing off, ex-friends, ex-lovers, okay? This can be fighting between what you desire to see and how you feel about what you're seeing in your reality, and being like really not okay with it, you know, to the point where you just refuse to let go until it becomes what you want it to be, not recognizing that that isn't really a victory, that like so many people lose if you were to get your way. You know, there's something here, and even you, like there's something you don't understand. This is a place of, you know, no movement. A fixed hand will always be a losing hand. And when we lose the keys to the kingdom, we also lose the advancement in material reality. The money don't come in, you know, the new opportunities dry up. There are no promising prospects. That's the way it works. We create our own disappointment in this way. We lock ourselves out of the garden, okay? We do. And it's because we get ourselves caught up in the prisons of our mind with that 8 of spades there. Only we can set ourselves free. And that moment is coming when you can set yourself free, collective. You can set yourself free. It's up to you. Even if you have somebody that is being problematic, it's up to you if you're going to choose to let that be the focal point of your life. If you do, you are giving them your keys. You're letting them hold you hostage. And can you really blame them for that if you're the one who's handing over the keys? I'm not saying that people can't be a pain in the butt, man. And with that, as I said that about handing over the keys, that is a key for opening your road. Look at this. We got the 3 of clubs right here. This is why you're going through so much hassle here. you keep telling yourself that it's about them and what they're doing instead of looking at what might you be doing that's keeping you stuck there. Could it be that you're continually fixated on them? Continually wondering what they're doing? Continually thinking about what you would say to them, what you would do, what you wish would happen to them? I mean, if you have something to say it, you know? Say it. If there's something you feel like you need to do it. But you better be clear about what place of you is wanting to say what you want to say and doing what you want to do. Because there's a big indication here about towers on offer. And it's up to you to figure out what that tower is going to be for you. If it's going to be that tower of power, that point of illumination and personal empowerment that really opens your road and gets you lit and makes you realize, you know, the folly of being a human, how many times we hold ourselves back. But I do feel like where you've been held back, you are going to get free and you're going to get moving forward. I just think that you might be surprised when you learn who or what has really been holding you back. For some of you, you're going to find out it's you. And for others of you, it's going to be the least likely person. You may think you have it all figured out. You're actually going to find out it's somebody else. Okay, give me more details about this. Any more details about this, Spirit, that the collective needs to be aware of? Any more details about this, Spirit, that the collective needs to be aware of? One more round. Any more details? Okay. Yeah, you know, you're actually just about to the other side of this difficult passage that you've been through. You're like so close. You're so close. You know, you're so close, but you're about to like do something. Like, it's like I'm sensing this sort of like itchy feet. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're going a little stir crazy, staying in place like this. You feel like you're being held back. So it's making you approach it antagonistically rather than understanding that the pause is for your benefit. It's so you can see something you couldn't see before that will actually get you realigned in the best way possible. So you move forward toward what really will give you fulfillment, what's really aligned with your passion and your purpose at this time. And who's there to share it with you? It's not all about romance, man. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that want to know about that, but that's not what it's all about. You know what it's about for you. It's deeply personal. I do feel like, you know, where it's speaking of a romantic connection, this is not your everyday average connection. This is like something important. And the coming together with this individual is a road opener for many. It's got that vibe. There's something about your energies and the way they come together brings the community together. And Ted said yes on that. Or your coming together brings something into being that serves, you know, the greater whole, or is meant to come through the creative joining of your energies. And that's the only way it can come through. And can it be a lever for some of you? Yeah, but I feel like for a lot of you, it's somebody that, you know, you inspire each other, you pull things out of each other, you challenge each other, you help each other grow in ways that at times may feel really uncomfortable, to the extent where you just want to throw in the towel. And this is like actually like, it's the keys to your kingdom, you know? It's with this challenger on your path that it actually awakens a potential that couldn't be possible otherwise, because it requires you to dig really deep in yourself. But it's almost like you're missing the opportunity. And so this piece coming in too, where you do feel like you have somebody that really has been working against you. This person's been hostile. They've been on the attack. They've been pushing you, you know. They've been making your life really difficult. There's something you're being asked to do here where you're being asked to, and it's challenging, but you're being asked to really look at in what way is this person giving you an opportunity for empowerment. Stop looking at it through the eyes of a victim, and instead look at what opportunity for empowerment is being put before me here. because I feel like that's the initiatory gateway this is. And it's going to click for you all with this new moon. It's going to click for you all, and you're finally going to understand why you've been stuck in this place of feeling like you're lacking or you're somehow left outside of a new chapter, you know, like you're being left behind. There's something you're not recognizing here. 5033, but the change is coming, and it'll bring the illumination that'll get you moving forward in the right way. I feel like pulling out the super awesome future cards. I haven't done that a bit. 5044 on the clock. Okay, definite alignment coming there. But, you know, you got to relinquish the control. And you also have to stop letting people feed off your brains by buying into their BS. Stop being so gullible by choice. I mean, at a certain point, you know, you have to really own it. If you keep going back to a particular dynamic where you know somebody is doing you wrong, being dishonest, is not coming at you the right way, or where it just feeds even an unhealthy part in you, you know, that has you acting out of alignment. At some point, you got to recognize that, you know, it's that thing. It's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You get to say what you're in agreement with. You don't get to just blame it on other people. But there's also this piece here about, you know, some things are better left to rest. You know, some things are better left to rest. But I do feel like the zombies are coming around, right? It's that time of the zombie apocalypse. Maybe that's what's resurrecting. Yeah. Okay. If that's resurrecting, it may feel like they have a lot of strength. Okay. You may feel like these elements from your past have a lot of strength. At times, you may feel under their control, okay? You may feel like they're feeding off your brain, but maybe it's time for you to really like go outside, touch the earth, like get rooted in, hunker down, man. Feel how truly supported you are. Get in touch with your ancestral energy. Awaken some of those warrior bloodlines, right? Help them help you, you know, so you can remember who you are and that you do have the ability to really generate your own strength if you stop giving all your power away so readily. Right? And there's also something here about trying to control the way something went down in the past. It went down the way it did. You know, that's a mirage. It doesn't even exist anymore. You can only deal with what's going on right now. And if you continue to try to hold on to something, it's just going to slip further out of view. I have to tell you, with the sun in reverse, 8 energy there, no manifestation of the happiness, staying in the place of the solar flares, constantly feeling disoriented, angry, caught up, GPS all off, everything lost in translation, lost in communication, fumbling your way through the dark. Like, that's not what it's about, man. You got to turn the energy around. You got to illuminate the dark areas. You got to illuminate the blind spots. Understand how you may have gotten yourself stuck in a situation from trying to control things too much. Yep, and with that, turn right side up. There's something to digest here with the Ouroboros before you can tap into that power of the you, which is all about the eternal infinity. The process of creation will always involve destruction before things come into manifestation, into bloom. It's necessary to clear the avenue for new growth, new blessings, new beginnings. You know, isn't that interesting, that not message? If you haven't checked out the Pisces read I just did, it doesn't matter if you got Pisces strongly aspected in your chart or not. It was 54:33 on the clock. Yeah, you know, there's something to explore there in regard to the solo journey and entering the labyrinth of manifestation, the labyrinth of alchemy, how it's a spiraling journey within to find your way back out, to untie the particular knots. You know, you walk a labyrinth. It's a practice. Walking a labyrinth and using it as a meditative practice. It is the way we untie the knots or the neural loops in our consciousness. It's how we arrive at our solutions. And then you have to, find your way back out of the labyrinth, and it changes the way you walk forward on your path. And there's something coming through with this too. 55:22 on the clock, okay? It's a big change. It doesn't just change things for you, it changes things for others as well. And it's a necessary change. It brings closure and realignment. It was 55:33 on the clock, okay? These are building blocks for the future. So the disruption comes, and it's up to us whether we ride that lightning and let it really carry us, and we give ourselves over to it, and we allow ourselves to be empowered by it, or if we resist it and fight it and try to control it and stay in this repeated loop. It can be an infinite loop of destruction or an infinite loop of creation. But within that process of creation, there will always be the dissolution of the old. And there's something that needs to be digested here. Yes. And it's something about going beyond selfish desires, selfish motivations, to actually thinking more of that unity consciousness. 56:22 on the clock. 11:22, okay? When you come into alignment in this way, you'll come in alignment with the path. You'll come in alignment with the other. You'll come in alignment with the vision. You'll stop thinking it's all just bad luck. You'll stop thinking, oh, somebody's doing something to me that's causing me problems. And then the chariot will actually come. 13 makes me think of Friday the 13th, makes me think of Freya's day. Freya's chariot is drawn by cats, okay? And Freya is a very fierce energy. Right? So there's something about overcoming these self-perceived limitations, It's like there's some secret that's being revealed to you here. There's some secret, and it's going to reveal a lot to you. And what it reveals to you has something to do with blocking the way from a certain kind of knowledge you need that opens the keys, that everlasting life. The eternal now. You feel compromised, and it's actually your freedom. Yeah, you feel compromised, and it's your freedom. Instead, there's all this sneaking around and subterfuge and just thinking about what one wants. In some cases, trying to take something from another, coveting what somebody else has. And this doesn't lead to abundance. This blocks the road. You see that? Fox medicine. Fox medicine is about camouflage. It's about hiding. Sometimes hiding things from ourselves, but more often than not, hiding things from others, trying to move with real stealth, And there's something about this, that when you do that, it forms a certain kind of agreement, in a situation. You could be dealing with somebody born in the year of the rooster. You could be dealing with somebody born in the year of the ox. You could be dealing with a Taurus energy there, okay? But if you want those keys to the kingdom, okay, we've got Sagittarian energy right there, Leo energy as well, okay? There's something about getting clear about a situation that you can't see right now. You're not seeing it clearly right now because you're still operating, in this realm here. Everybody knows something suspicious. Everybody knows something off is going on here, and yet you're still kind of trying to maintain an appearance of having it all together. But everybody knows this stopped being a fancy feast a long time ago. Leave a cat of wet food open for too long, it starts stinking up the joint, And there's something here about what are you coming into alignment with, right? Be prepared. It comes in with the new moon. This is going to be like no man's land. You've never been here before, but it opens you up to greater horizons, a whole new cast of characters, and there's something really blessed up about this. And you'll recognize how blessed up by the full moon in Aquarius on August 19th. Stay tuned.